Are you seeing a rapid decline in your students' fine motor skills? Yeah, I did too. When I first started teaching, it was like one or two kids needed some extra help, forming their pencil grip and using scissors and all of those things. And by the end, it wasn't unusual for half the class to struggle with pencil grip. And if I gave them scissors, forget it. It was just a disaster zone. So you're definitely not alone, and there's all kinds of reasons and theories for why fine motor skills are declining. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. I'm here to share my favorite tools, like classroom must-haves, to help develop those important fine motor skills. Hi, I'm Amy Murray from Teaching Exceptional Kinders, and I'm glad you're here. While you're here today, just a little bit of housekeeping. You'll find links to anything I chat about down below. Some are Amazon affiliates, others are just links. And while you're there, please like and subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming videos, all about ways to keep kindergarten simple and fun. So let's dig in. The first classroom must-have, I think all kindergarten classrooms should have these guys, are tweezers. Now, it doesn't have to be these alligator tweezers, although they're pretty cool. Can you see? There you go. They have the alligator mouth. I got these on Amazon, and it was like a pack of at least 12 of them, I think. Here. My kids have stolen a bunch. But these guys, gator grabber tweezers, they're called. And there's all different colors. So you can use these with all different kinds of manipulatives. Even just the pinching is important. That's how you hold your pencil. That's how the scissors work. All of those things. But my other favorite thing to use are these little pom-poms. And you can use your tweezers to move the pom-poms. These are great for sorting activities, number mats, making patterns. I mean, you can think of all different ways to use these little pom-poms, and they're fun. You could use them for craft projects and all different things. So tweezers and pom-poms or other small manipulatives are a great way and practical way to get that fine motor practice in, and you can incorporate an academic skill as well, so you're killing two birds with one stone, so to speak. All right, so tweezers and the pom-poms, my favorite easy fine motor thing. The other thing that we used a lot of, which may sound, silly, stickers. Peeling off especially little tiny stickers like these, you have to peel them off, stick them on to a certain spot. So you can do different things with stickers. You can outline things like this. You could put dots on a paper, so you don't even have to have anything. Just take a piece of paper, put a bunch of dots on it, and have the kids put stickers on it. There's all different things. Again, you could do patterns with stickers, right? Like, here, make me an AB pattern. There's all different ways you can use stickers, just like the tweezers and the pom-poms, but it's great fine motor practice. And you may have, if you're anything like I was, a drawer full of stickers that you never used. Pull them out and have the kids use them instead. All right, another fun fine motor tool are these daubers. These, what is this brand called? Dot to Dot, I think. Sorry for all that noise. Yeah, Do a Dot Art, or the brand that I have here. You can find these at Home Goods. Sometimes I used to be able to find them at Home Goods, I should say. But you can get the Bingo Daubers at Dollar Tree, and they work just as well. So these guys are great if you're not familiar. This is full of the ink, and then they just dot it on a paper. Hold, please. I will show you. Okay, and then they will take their dauber and put it on the paper and make their dauber. Again, you can use these in a center, in an early finisher tub. You can use them to make a pattern. Put out 2 or 3 colors, have them make patterns. Put a number at the top of a paper and have them do that many. Put a 10 frame and have them do it. But even just that, motion and using and holding things correctly. So don't let them hold it like this. Make them hold it like a pencil, and it's good practice for them in a fun way. It's not the same, just hold the pencil. All right. Another while we're on the gripping situation, another great thing to use are clothespins, and you can get like 100 clothespins at Dollar Tree for pretty inexpensive. These you can use again with the pom-poms. It's a little bit harder, I think, than tweezers, but once they're in there, they stay a lot better because they stay closed, you know. But these are a fun one. You can play in your morning meeting past the pom-pom with a bigger pom-pom, usually works for that. So, oh, maybe not this big. Nope. We'll stick with the size we have. So you can play past the pom-pom, because the pom-poms I have aren't as squishy as the ones I used to use at school. And so each kid has a clothespin, and then one has it, and they just have to hold it, and the other one has to take it. All right, pass the pom-pom around. That takes a lot of concentration, and they're also working on those fine motor skills to pass it around the circle. So it's an easy activity to use for that. But again, you can use these just the same as tweezers in your classroom. You can use task cards, and they can clip the correct answer. That's another way to incorporate those. You can paint with them if you pick up a cotton ball, right? If they hold a cotton ball and dip it in paint, and they can dot paint with these. Lots and lots of options there. So clothespins, another thing that I always had in a kindergarten classroom. Something else that you probably have in your kindergarten classroom is Play-Doh or some kind of dough, but Play-Doh is my favorite. Just because it holds up the longest. You can make your own. At Christmas time, I would make gingerbread smelling Play-Doh. And so Play-Doh is great for a lot of things. Squeezing, helping develop those fine motor skills in your hands, right? Think of all the muscles you use just making the squeezing. Think of all the muscles you're using when you make a snake, when you're pinching, okay? All different muscles you're developing when you're using the Play-Doh. You can get some letter mats, number mats. I will link my free Apple mats below that you can use with Play-Doh. And they're great for if somebody stops by your classroom and you're chatting, and you know, when your principal stops by to have that chat and your kids are in the middle of something, or you're in the middle of a lesson and the kids don't know what to do, send them back to their seats with a little tub of Play-Doh, and they can make 10 flowers, make the letter A, make the letter that says T. Right? There's all different things that you can do with your Play-Doh at your seat. And if you pay attention at like Costco around Halloween, you can grab one of those huge packs of the little tiny Play-Dohs for fairly inexpensive, and everybody has one. Or it's something that you could require in your back to school list. I think you can get 2 of the bigger sizes for like $1 usually at Walmart and places like that. So it might not be a bad thing to have on your materials list. I think that Play-Doh can be used so versatilely in your classroom, but you have to teach expectations, right? When you put the lid back on the Play-Doh, you need to make sure you hear it go, right? You can hear the sound when it closes. You don't leave Play-Doh out on the table. It will dry up. You don't leave it on the floor. It will get into the carpet or on our shoes, all of those things. So you just have to be explicit with it. But as long as you can trust your kids to use it, it's a great tool for fine motor skills. Okay, next up, a hole punch. Again, when you use a hole punch, there's a lot of motor skills that go into using a hole punch. I'm looking to see, I do have. Now, you might have these traditional ones, and they're a lot harder to squeeze. Sometimes kids aren't ready for these yet. This is an easier hole punch. I will link it that I got on Amazon. It has nice grippers. Again, this is something that if you're going to let your kids use, you need to make sure that you go over your expectations. How does it work? What can you put into the hole punch and all of that? But you can use these on little clip cards like these. You can use it, just give them a paper and have them clip away. But it's just a good tool to develop those skills. And on the same idea are push pins. You might have some real little push pins in your classroom. I got these big ones at Hobby Lobby and I used one of their coupons, so it wasn't very expensive. And push pins are not for everybody. There were some of my classes who I could not trust with push pins because, I mean, they're sharp, right? And there are some kids who will take advantage of that opportunity. But some classes could, and it was a fun thing for them to do. So you can take any shape, you can draw a shape, you can whatever. This one my daughter cut out for me as an example for some cutting practice. But then kids would take this and on a soft surface like carpet, if you have carpet in your classroom, is the best way to do it. If you don't, I'm not sure exactly how this would work. Hopefully you have a carpet space somewhere. So they put it on a soft surface and then they plug through the paper right on the line. And you can see it's starting to outline. And so then when they're all done, they'll have the outline of a snowflake on the back. So it's kind of a fun little activity. You can do this with letters. You can do this with numbers. So it helps them reinforce the letter and number formation. You could do it with sight words, to get more academic practice into. It doesn't have to be like a seasonal shape. All right. The other last supply that you may have laying around your classroom are cotton swabs. Some of you may call them Q-tips, that's the brand name, but cotton swabs. These are fun in paint, so washable paint. Crayola makes great washable paint. They dip it in and then they can outline things. They can write words with it. They can dot words with it. They could dot letters, numbers. Again, same idea as the rest, but just a different way to practice. And here are some examples of what we did with the winter activities. So there are lots of ways to incorporate fine motor skills with tools that you may already have in your classroom. But then you may be wondering, when do you do this? Well, there's a couple different times that I did this in our classroom. Centers is a great time. You can swap out the different materials and activities. Sometimes for morning work, we would have different things that helped with fine motor skills. And then also, we used early finisher tubs, and early finisher tubs were a total game changer in my classroom. Now, I didn't have paint, that's a disclaimer, but these guys were in an early finisher tub. We always had a pom-pom early finisher tub. We always had a hole punch early finisher tub. And when kids finished something early, they would go grab the tub and they would go do the activity. And I'm going to talk a lot more in detail about how this was set up and what this looked like in our classroom in an upcoming video. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. But the early finisher tubs were my favorite way to get that extra fine motor practice in. All right, those are my absolute must-have materials for fine motor skills. If I missed one of your favorites, let me know down in the comments because I'm always looking for new ideas as well. Like I said, I will put some links down. I'll link the big Play-Doh pack. I will link some dot markers and all the things we chatted about today, as well as a freebie for those apple mats that you can use with red pom-poms. You can use them with Play-Doh. You can use them with mini erasers if you have apples. The possibilities are endless, but they're all little for developing those fine motor skills. So while you're down there grabbing links, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming videos. I'm Amy Murray from Teaching Exceptional Kinders. Here is how to get in touch with me if you need me. Until next time, have an exceptional day.